Hello, everyone. Welcome to our freshman high school orientation. I am Joanna Mitchell. I'm the principal of North Tahoe High School, and I'm really excited to be here tonight to welcome you all to North Tahoe, especially if this is your first time, maybe your first child coming to the high school. I know that transitioning from middle school to high school, it's a really exciting experience. There's a lot of uh, opportunities and growth that happens in high school, but I know that can also be maybe it's scary. It's a scary transition for some people, just that going into high school and that it's so different from middle school and whatnot. And so we are here to make it not a scary experience. It is going to be fun, and we will try to give you all the information that you need. And we are always here to answer questions. So it's going to be a really exciting time for your children and for you students who are here. Thanks for being here. So I'm going to start out with just a little bit about North Tahoe High School. We are a California Distinguished School and a California Gold Ribbon School. We have a consistent graduation rate of 97 to 100%. And we have a 6-year WASC accreditation, which is the highest level of accreditation that a high school can get. WASC is the Western Association of Schools and Colleges, and they come and evaluate your program and grant accreditation for high schools. We offer 15 AP classes as well as pre-AP English, which is offered annually. This is a really exceptional AP offering for a school of our size. We are a small school. We like to call ourselves a small school with large school offerings. We have an inclusive sports program. We encourage all of our students to be involved in clubs and sports. We also have support for our high-level ski and competitive sports athletes through our independent study program, which we'll talk a little bit more about. And we've had 7 Olympians graduate from North Tahoe High School, as well as 2 junior world champions. So we really have a lot to be proud of at North Tahoe. These are our 15 AP course offerings. We have 2 English courses at the 11th, 12th grade. We have AP Spanish, Human Geography, U.S. History, Government, Microeconomics, Psychology, Calculus AB. We offer statistics every year, and whether we are able to run the course or not depends on how many kids are interested in it. We have biology, chemistry, physics, environmental science, and then a brand new AP course next year is pre-calculus, which we will be offering. We also have 3 complete career tech pathways with culinary engineering, and our newest pathway is sports medicine, which is new this year with our first level. And we are adding our second level of sports medicine to make it a complete pathway next year. We have an award-winning band program. We have award-winning teachers. Just this year, we have state championships in girls and boys cross country and girls soccer. And we hope to be adding to that with some more state championships here in winter and spring sports. Our girls basketball team is undefeated going into playoffs, and it is the best record that they have had in Laker history. We could clap for them. Let's clap for them. And we have, as you probably know, we have some of the coolest kids that you will ever meet. Our kids are super involved. They're great. They make mistakes sometimes. We get over it. We get through it. And they're creative. They're involved. They're smart. They're, for the most part, kind. Sometimes they have moments, but yeah, they're just great, and we love working with them. And we have even more of them than ever. Our enrollment continues to grow. We're over 500 now. Just a couple of years ago, we were just over 300. So that is a huge growth for us. And we expect to be about 525 next year. We have an interesting schedule. It might not be that strange for you guys because I think that the middle school was on it for a while and then made some changes. So, but we're on a modified block schedule. We have 6-period days, Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and then block days on Wednesdays and Thursdays. On the block days, we have an RTI period in the beginning of the day. This is a flexible period where students can get help in the classes that they need. In some of them, a teacher might require them to come to them for help. They might need to make up a test, get some additional instruction, or help with something. Or they can just choose to go where they need to go. It's also a time period when they can work in groups on projects that they're working on. On the block days, we also have Pathways class, which is a 25-minute class geared towards grade level curriculum. This is in social emotional learning, high school success, college and career exploration, and community service. That is on one day, and then the other day is dedicated to building a culture of literacy and reading and sustained silent reading. One of the benefits of this schedule is that it is consistent throughout the year, so students have their classes all year long. And it also allows for the block periods for them to work on projects and collaboration and do science labs and things like that. So we really think that it allows students to kind of get the best of both schedules. Students are graded on a performance rubric on a scale of 0 to 4. There is a timeliness policy that students will be provided multiple opportunities to demonstrate proficiency or mastery in their standards in their classes. However, student work must be submitted according to the original deadlines in order to be provided with the additional opportunity to revise and have basically to show higher levels of mastery. That's not that different from what's going on in middle school for grading. However, in high school, we do then translate the grades into A through F. And those are the grades that go on their transcripts. So this is the grade breakdown. This is on our website. Our Independent Study and Ski Academy is for students who seek to balance high-level training and competition with academics at a comprehensive high school. So in a lot of other places, students who want to do high-level athletics need to go to an alternative school, and we try to make that not necessary. We started it in 2007, and it's been growing ever since. It started with about 5 students, and we now have 85 students enrolled in our Independent Study Academy. It provides schedule flexibility for students who need it. And we also have an independent study coordinator who helps students manage their independent study contracts when they need to be away from school, and also provides some study hall periods for students. And that is, our coordinator is Laura Delorier, who is right over there. And she's here in case anyone is interested in getting some more information about the Independent Study Academy. There'll be an opportunity at the end of this informational piece. Students also have access to independent study courses Students who are in our Independent Study Academy will have Independent Study PE Health and Independent Study Biology. And then they basically, if they're in Tier 2 and they need to train in the afternoon, they will have 2 independent study courses per year. We also have another tier for students who can take full day courses and they just need help with traveling in independent study. So we have had amazing results both athletically and academically with this program. Another program that is geared specifically towards our freshmen is Link Crew. Link Crew is a high school transition program that welcomes freshmen and makes them feel comfortable throughout the first year of high school. It connects them with an upperclassman team who meets with them several times throughout the year, but they also organize their orientation in August, meet with them at the beginning of the year. A lot of times they meet to go to some games. They might go to the homecoming game together. They might have lunch together. They help them navigate finals, if it's the first time that they're taking finals. They're just mentors to them to help them be successful as they start high school. We also have a program called GRIT. The goal of GRIT is to increase the number of Latino and SED students who meet A through G requirements and are able to apply to California state universities and universities of California. We have 85 students in this program this year. It involves academic coaching sessions after each grading period, monthly parent presentations, and university visits. And incoming freshmen are chosen based on 8th grade recommendation. They do make commitments that they will work to attend a university, participate in athletics and band, maintain a no GPA, take a minimum of 3 AP classes, and have 91% or higher attendance. In addition to those, we have a bunch of clubs at North Tahoe High School. So again, I encourage all students to be involved in something. We have Mountain Bike Club, we have Pride, Drama, Interact, Debate, Grit, Fly Fishing, Kayak, Envirolutions, Be the Change, Hope Squad, Newspaper, Academic Team, Book Club, Animal Advocates. We have our ASB Leadership yearbook, and we have Dungeons and Dragons new this year. Really, we have anything that a student is interested in being involved in. If we don't have it, we encourage them to find a teacher who will be interested in being the advisor for the club, and we encourage them to form the club. We have a full athletic program with cross-country football, volleyball, boys and girls soccer, boys and girls tennis, and cheerleading in the fall. In the winter, we have boys and girls basketball, Nordic skiing, alpine skiing, snowboarding, and cheerleading. And in the spring, we have baseball, softball, golf, swimming, and track and field. We also have an athlete committed program, which is geared towards having our student athlete leaders be a model for their fellow athletes about making positive decisions and healthy living decisions. That is the overview of North Tahoe High School. And I will now turn it over to Ms. Alcaraz, who is our 9th and 10th grade counselor, and she will give you more of the details in scheduling and whatnot.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hi everyone, and again, thank you for joining us. So yeah, my name is Rebecca Alcaraz. I'm the 9th and 10th grade counselor. And then on the slide, you see Mr. Ream as well, and he's our 11th and 12th grade counselor. So he's a really great resource for our upperclassmen. He helps with college applications, credit requirements, graduation, FAFSA, and all those good things. So some differences and similarities between middle and high school. Like we mentioned, are now A, B, C, D, and F, and they will start to go on your transcript. So a transcript is an important document. It's where you will start to see all your final semester grades as well as credits and requirements that have been met. GPA as well, which is out of a 4.0 scale, and then weighted GPA, which is AP classes. In high school, you do earn credits towards graduation. We also have finals. So at the end of every semester, we have final tests and projects. In high school, you do have a bit more freedom, more flexibility with your courses, and more ownership in that. We do have more electives. A similarity is homework. So of course, you're still going to have homework. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. A difference, though, is we really do communicate through email accounts as well. So make sure that you encourage your student to start checking their emails. If they have one now in middle school, get them into that habit. And again, students will have more independence. Time management is going to be a really important skill to start to grow. And then, of course, we do have a lot of fun things. We have rallies, field trips, homecoming, winter formal, prom, stuff like that. The college and career programs really begin in ninth grade. So one of the main reasons that students do not meet the requirements to apply to four-year schools their senior year is because of poor grades in ninth grade. So really encourage your students to advocate for themselves. An example that I want to point out is English. So, oh yeah, sorry. So one of the examples is English. So in high school, you do need 4 years of English. And if a student receives an F in English, they're not getting their credits towards graduation. In addition to that, it's going on their transcript. So then you have to worry about making that up. In addition to that, if you get a D in English, you're not eligible to apply to four-year schools your senior year. So the goal is really to get C- or higher in your classes that are A through G. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. So some tips to help your students succeed studying. So in high school, students will study about 1 to 2 hours per day minimum, and ninth grade is really a transitional year. So teachers are really good about giving students time to complete their homework in class. But if your child is maybe getting easily distracted or not super focused in class, it may be that they do have homework outside of school. Other types of homework may include researching for a project or studying for a test, reading, worksheets, etc. Again, we do understand that students have things outside of school, so jobs or sports. They have to take care of themselves and eat dinner and other things, but it is important to help your child manage their time well in order to balance high school, other life needs, and having fun also. Like we mentioned, it's really important for students to get involved. It really helps them with a good high school experience, and it helps them to meet other people and want to come to school, gets them motivated. So we do have a lot of extracurricular activities. For example, all the sports that we talked about, all the clubs. And again, you can make your own club if you don't see anything that you're interested in. And then leadership and jazz band. So a lot of good things to help students make their high school experience more enjoyable. Attendance is also going to be extremely important. A major reason students don't do well in school is because they're not coming to school. So of course, if your child is sick, they need to stay healthy and get better and stay at home. But if your child just doesn't want to come to school, the first step is to get them into the building, because we do have resources to help and support them throughout their day. So we do have a wellness center here. So if a student comes to school and really needs a break, or maybe they're really overwhelmed and stressed, we do have a big classroom that can help them regulate their emotions and just help them take a break from class. We also have 2 school counselors and then a school psychologist and a school social worker. So taking the right amount of courses. All 8th graders will get started on a college prep schedule, and that is called A through G, like I mentioned before. So here on the screen, you will see categories of subject areas, and they're lettered A through G. And then in blue, you will see any years minimum they should be spending in each category. And again, A through G is that students who are seniors are able to submit college applications to 4-year colleges and universities. So again, the goal is to get a C- or higher in each of those courses that meet those requirements. And then there on the screen, you will see an average of the GPA that is required for CSU schools and UC schools. Please encourage your student to really advocate for themselves and ask for help. We have resources like RTI, which is on our block days. It's an hour at the beginning of that day where students can go to any classroom or any teacher to ask for help on anything that they might need, or they can use it as a study period. And again, we talked about the Wellness Center as another support. We're offering after-school tutoring right now as a support. So definitely encourage your child to ask for help if they need it. So in 9th grade, what are the choices? So all 9th graders will be taking English. Again, you need 4 years of English. So we have 2 choices there. I will be working with the English and the math teachers to place the students in those correct courses. But you do see the math choices that are available. And then all 9th graders will be taking biology. We do have Spanish as a world language, and students will be placed in Spanish 1 or Spanish 3 for Spanish speakers. If your child was in the dual immersion program or is a native Spanish speaker, then they're going to be in Spanish 3. We also have 2 options for PE Health. So PE Health can either be taken in your regular school day at school or independently. So if you're going to be taking independent study PE Health, again, you need to participate in 2 school sports, different seasons, or 1 outside school sport that requires about 200 minutes per week of practice. Also keep in mind that independent study PE Health requires a student to independently go onto Google Classroom and manage their homework there and turn it in. So you don't have like a regular teacher that you will see weekly for that class. Some flexible courses or electives that we offer, again, Spanish, that is part of our electives, but it does meet that A through G requirements. We do start all of our freshmen with that course. But we also have a ton of visual and performing art classes, and our college prep electives or CTE courses include engineering, culinary, sports medicine. If your student sees CCR on their schedule, that is the GRIT program. And then some students may have academic foundations, which is another support class that we offer. And then leadership also counts as a class. So our CTE pathways that we offer 3. So these pathways can lead to certifications and degrees simultaneously with work skills in that specific industry for students that choose to go directly into a career. So to complete the pathway, you do need to complete the first and second class of each pathway. And then here you see some notes, what skills they can gain and where this could lead them. So if your child is really interested in hotel management or hospitality, or even becoming a chef one day, culinary is a really great pathway for that. If someone is interested in construction, robotics, engineering pathway is going to be really great. And then if someone's interested in maybe working in the ski patrol or going into pre-med program or EMT and emergency response, sports med is a really great pathway for that. So what will it take to be honored as a college and career-ready graduate? So students at graduation can receive a silver tassel if they meet these requirements. So they must complete a CTE pathway. They must have a 3.0 GPA or greater, A through G, ready, scoring proficient on state tests, and taking college classes or AP classes. And we do have a partnership with Sierra College where they can take college enrichment classes and receive college credit for free. So parents as partners, we really do want parents to participate in their child's high school education. It's really important that we have really good communication and that parents talk to their student about their successes in high school, their challenges, and their academics. It's really important to follow up with teachers. If you have any questions or any concerns, you can email or talk to phone calls or attend conferences. And then assist in identifying students' academic and personal needs. And also checking ARIES is going to be really important. So on ARIES, some students may be using that now if you go to North Tahoe School, but ARIES is a portal that we use, and we have a parent portal and a student portal, and you can check attendance, you can check tardiness, grades, assignments. So it's a really great tool to use. We also have teacher and school websites and a Facebook page. And then just make sure that students are spending time reading and studying every day to really prepare them for their freshman year, but also for the years to come. So especially when they take AP courses, it's going to get a little bit more challenging. Some resources that we offer, we do have a website that has a lot of really good information. We do send home emails, and we have a Facebook page. We do robocalls, and the teachers have websites as well. The counseling team sends home counseling newsletters. We also work with Adventure Risk Challenge, or ARC, and they do weekend retreats or summer programs. So it's a really great way to get students involved, and they go backpacking, and they do a lot of really fun stuff. They work with our GRIT students as well. Like I mentioned, we have a wellness center. So if any student needs to take a break or is feeling super overwhelmed or just needs to talk about anything that's going on, they're more than welcome to head to the wellness center. We offer Saturday school as another support for students that may just need some extra time to work on their homework and catch up. And then again, ARIES student and parent portal. So at the beginning of the year, students will set that up and parents will set that up so that they can have access to that. And these are some partners that we work with within the community. So Sierra College, again, we do work with Gateway Mountain Center and Sierra Community House. So we do work with them to provide some mental health supports for our students. And then there you can see all the other community partners that we work with. And then thanks to Measure AA, we can provide a lot of really good opportunities for our students. For example, AP classes or our CTE classes in the materials, band materials, art materials, physical education classes. So there is a list of what we offer thanks to that measure. So again, high school is a really exciting time for students and for parents. And for students to explore more of themselves and their interests. And high school really does help define students' future pathways, prepares them for life after high school, and helps students have fun, but also challenges them to learn new and important skills. So here at North Tahoe High School, we want to be a part of that team that surrounds your child and helps them along their high school journey. So some next steps for North Tahoe school students, they did pick their classes on Friday or Tuesday, but if any changes do need to be made, you can email me or call me or visit me down the hall. and we can continue to work on the schedule. They chose their Spanish level course at that point, an elective, and they decided if they were going to take PE health in school or independently outside of school. For other students that are within the district that want to come to North Tahoe High School, once we receive the intra-transfer paperwork, you will receive information to set up an appointment to create your schedule, and that will come from Blanca, our registrar. And then students outside of the district, so for example, Creekside or Forest Charter students, there is a pre-enrollment process that needs to take place. And it needs to be completed all the way through. Some information was sent out from your school in a newsletter, so make sure that you read that over. And we also have information on our website about that. After that's done, Blanca will send out an email with the link so that you can make an appointment with me and we can set up your schedule. And some dates to come. We have freshman orientation with Link Crew in August, Laker Day in August, and then we do have some tours that are happening now until April after school, but also during the day, and that information is on our website, so you can pre-register to sign up for that. My email is also right there, and my phone number, and Mr. Laurier's number and email is there. Would you like to come up and chat more about Ski Academy?
Julian, what's the blessing?
Hello, I'm Laura Laurier. I run not just the Ski Academy program, but we call it the Independent Study Academy. We just got 2 new kids this week who we're supporting with being leaders in their religious community. So the sky's the limit. If you have a need outside of school, and you run into problems with getting independent study for a day or 2, you might want to look into our Tier 1. And I'm going to be here and happy to answer any questions regarding whether a Tier 1 academy is better for you or a Tier 2, or if you don't need it at all.
Okay, so that is the end of our informational session. What we are doing is, if you would like to, we're going to break up into several groups for tours. If you would like a tour of the high school, we will have a Spanish-speaking tour with Rebecca and Angelica. And I will take a general English-speaking tour, and Laura can take anyone who is potentially interested in the Independent Study Academy and can talk more about that, and any of us can answer any questions that you have along the tour. Okay, so I will, why don't you move over there? Why don't you go over there and I will meet up here. Okay, thanks for coming.